changing lives.
Hello and a lovely, lovely evening to you. This is Love at Home and we are so grateful. You are watching us from the studios of Hope Channel Ghana, Accra. We are grateful that you are always by your sets, by your other means, which is Facebook, YouTube or Instagram, watching us live. We are grateful. It is time. Yes, the show is Love at Home. This is where we discuss issues bothering the family. Is it parenting? Is it your marital life? Is it raising your child? Is it how to love your dear one or what have you? This and many more is what we discuss on Love at Home. Join me as we always share ideas and digest into issues to make sure that your family, you are preparing your families to meet Christ for his soon return. Today is another interesting day and we are going to be discussing mental health, your well-being. Mental health, your well-being. Yes, in the month of May, it has been tagged as Mental Health Month. And so we say Purple Month. And we are talking about issues concerning mental health. This is what we are going to talk about today. I am Efia Sewa Mansa. When we come back, I will introduce you to my guest for the day. Then we'll start the introduction. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Thank you.
Hope Channel has been a beacon of light for years, creating programs that touch real human needs. August 2025 represents a pivotal moment in our journey. We are launching our most ambitious project yet, the Healing Hearts, Transforming Lives medical mission in Tamale. This comprehensive outreach will provide essential medical services to at least 4,000 people. These services would include free consultation, minor surgeries, medications, emotional counseling, and mental health support from trained professionals worldwide. This initiative requires 250,000 Ghana cedis to reach its full potential. We call on you to partner us in this mission. Your support isn't just a donation, it's a direct investment in human dignity and potential. You can send your financial donation to the Hope Project, account number 6010100134, Zenith Bank Head Office Branch, or through our mobile money number 024-919-3083 with reference Healing Hearts. Apart from your resources financially, you can also volunteer to serve during this mission. For more information, you can contact me, niaiteh@gmail.com, or you can call me on 024-919-3083. Together, we can bring hope, healing, and lasting transformation to communities in need.
Hello, you are welcome back to today's show on Love at Home about mental health, your well-being. We normally go to the hospital to check on our physical being. When you have a problem with your teeth, you want to see the dentist. When you have a problem with the eye, you go and see the appropriate doctor for that. When your leg is paining you, you feel it and you want to see the doctor. What about our brain, our mental health? What is the perception out there? What do we do when we see somebody going through this? Today, we'll be talking about some of the strategies to help you cope when you're having challenges. What about stigmatization. How do we get rid of them? This and many more will be discussed here. I have wonderful personalities who are well versed in this area to help us do this discussion. On my far left, I have a very beautiful woman. Very beautiful woman. Yes, she goes by the name Esther Chewa Opoku. She's an addiction specialist and a mental health practitioner. Esther, good evening.
Good evening.
Your smile is so infectious. And you're infecting me with your smile.
Thank you.
I hope your day was good.
Very
What
cool.
about your family?
Everyone is doing well.
We are grateful for joining us. My next resource person is Mr. Joshua Sechofia. He's a registered mental health nurse and addiction counselor. So today I have all the addiction people here. They want to talk to you and to us so that we can learn, unlearn, and relearn. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I hope your day was good.
Yes, my day was good.
How was the hospital situation today?
So today I think I actually brought someone to 37 Military Hospital, but all being well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay, that's good. So we are going to share, learn, relearn, and unlearn, and also take some good practices to help us do better. This is what we are going to be talking about today. Let me start with you, Auntie Esther. What exactly do we mean when we say mental health?
Okay, thank you. When we say mental health, we are talking of when a person is in a state of well-being where the individual is able to cope with the stresses of life, being able to realize his abilities and capabilities, his strengths and weakness, and the person is able to work effectively and be productive and give back to the community, then we say you have a good mental health.
Auntie Esther, you said so many things. You should be able to give back to society or the community, be productive and all that. Do we have a way of measuring all these things? Because, for example, if I say I want to do A, B, C, D, and I've not been able to do them, and I'm not productive, does that mean I have an issue?
Maybe you'll be having a little bit of challenge mentally, but not that you are sick, but a little bit of what challenge.
Okay.
We say you should be able to cope with, let's say, stresses of life.
Okay.
Let's be practical a bit. Maybe you wake up in the morning, you get to hear bad news. Okay. You should be able to cope with the bad news, go to work, be productive, and still give back to society. Because when you go to work, you are productive. You give back to your community.
I missed the bad news I heard.
I missed the bad news that you heard.
All right. That's interesting. Anyway, do you want to add something to it?
So I think if we talk about mental health, it's total health. Because if you have a sound mind, physically, you are healthy, mentally you are healthy, socially you are what? Healthy. So if you have mental health, that means if you have a good mental health, that means every aspect of your well-being is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But has the perception out there on mental health, has it changed over the years? Or you think it is deteriorating?
So I would say for some time now, there has been an improvement in mental health, because now, even on this show, we are advocating for mental health. We have Mental Health Awareness Month where we talk about mental health issues. There are people who also have like social media pages, because now we have like the internet that is helping us a lot. So the internet has become like a fuel, or let me say an avenue for us to talk about mental health. Second, another thing to also add is looking at our country now, we have mental health clinics. Okay. Clinics that are attached to what?
Oh, the mainstream general hospitals. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Where people can go in and seek their mental health service. You don't have to go to the big hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has perception out there been changed? Is it better?
Oh, we've done massive improvements.
Okay, that's great.
Looking from the years to this time, we've done a very massive improvement. Gone are the days when we say if you have any mental health issue, it means you are possessed by a bad spirit. So everybody doesn't even come close to you. But at least everybody now knows that when you have a mental health issue, you are able to go to the hospital and seek help. They are not chaining them in the house. At least now they are seeking for help for them. So they've been massive improvements.
Okay. My lovely viewer, let me also invite you to join us on 0559-680066. 0559-680066. This is where you can send your contributions and questions to, and we will address them accordingly. We are grateful. Now, let me come to you again, Auntie Esther. Basically, what is into mental health? When do we say this person has a mental illness, or, I mean, things are not okay?
Okay, basically, let's use some basic needs like 1. Before we say you have a mental health issue, 1, your self-care is being ignored. 2, you are not able to work effectively. 3, you are not able to cope with the normal stresses of life. And 4, you are not being productive to yourself. Then we'll say there is a challenge. So there will be a challenge in your thinking, your feeling, and your behavior.
Okay, but how do we assess your feeling to know that you are not okay?
If I'm assessing your feeling to know you are not okay, let me say, I know you for some time. All of a sudden, I can't see the original you because I know you. I know maybe you could give a smile. Maybe by morning I should see you getting into certain moods. But let's say for some time, you are not coming out of your room. When we ask you, you say everything is okay. Then it means there is a question mark. Because we are expecting you to move out of the room and maybe do 1 or 2 things. But you are not doing it. And it means there is a question mark somewhere. That feeling is being altered. So we need to probe further and see what is really going on.
Now, what about behavior?
Let's say behavior. This is one calm guy that everybody knows. Then all of a sudden, he's not being vulgar, but the little thing, the person gets angry. The little thing, the person gets angry. The person is not, we don't know the person being that way.
That way.
And let's say the little thing, maybe you see somebody getting a bit aggressive. Sometimes you don't see them being aggressive towards human beings. You even see them being aggressive towards animals.
Oh.
See the person throwing certain stones. Maybe that person is not like that. Then we know that, no, there's a problem.
Does these things affect the family in any way?
Yes, it affects the family.
How?
It affects the family. They are the first people who really feel that pain. Because you don't get the person to talk to you well. You don't get the person to be in the right frame of mind to behave the way the person is behaving. Let's say you have a child at home who was going to school. In the morning, now this child doesn't want to go to school. You send the child to school, the behavior, everything has changed. Every parent will be worried. If your husband or wife is supposed to go to work, and here is a scenario whereby the person doesn't even go to work. You ask and you are not even being able to get
any reasonable...
Let me give you one typical example. There was a client who is a government worker. All of a sudden, he went to the market, bought a whole lot of stuff. He bought rice. She bought rice in bags. She bought a whole tomato box. She bought cooking oil in packs, as if she was going to sell. Meanwhile, she didn't need all these things, and she was going to use it for a donation. At that moment, the husband was able to realize, no, this is not my wife. There was something wrong. But if someone sitting behind you say, if she's going to do a donation, it's cool. But this is not a donation. Someone can just clear all his or her bank account just to go and buy these items and tell you he or she is going to do a donation. The act is nice, but anybody closer to the person who knows the person knows, ideally this person shouldn't do this. So the mental health issues are just basics
Okay.
So if you miss it, then we'll be getting serious issues.
Wow. Thank you. Now, Joshua, you are a field worker, and I need practical experience that you have seen. What do you see in the hospital with mental health issues?
So I would say in the hospital we come across a lot of individuals who have mental health issues, and you might have someone who might be calm, you might have other people who might be aggressive. I think 2 days ago I went to a ward and it was chaos.
Wow.
Yes, because one of the clients was like, his time is up, he needs to go home. He started destroying everything there. I getting it. And to the point that even the television that we had, he destroyed everything.
Wow. And he wants to go home.
Yes. But as mental health professionals, what do you have to do? We had to calm the situation down, talk to him that, don't worry, everything will be what?
Fine.
Fine. So that we can know what to do next. Another thing too, I would say is, I'm at the addiction center, like the rehabilitation. It's good when you see your patients doing well. Because the person is going to be there for a long time. You teach them a lot of things. And finally, when the person goes out and the person is not using drugs, there's a kind of joy you feel. Yeah, so I think that is what most of us, we used to encourage ourselves. Because if you see your clients doing well, then you know that you've done what? A good work.
Okay.
Yes.
So when they go after the rehabilitation, I mean, they've gone, they've been taken home. Are there sometimes the people, do they come back sometimes with same issue? Sometimes they do.
Yes. So
And what could be some of the reasons for them coming back with the same issue they reported?
So if we are talking about addiction, addiction is a chronic and relapsing condition. So if something is chronic, that means it will be there for a long time. Relapsing so means it keeps
Once in a while it'll
recurring.
come.
So sometimes what we do is, what we teach them what they are supposed to do, to know, to help them cope. But if you go and you don't practice what we teach you, it's not going to work for you. And one thing I also like is about mental health, you need the client, you need the family, and you need the professionals to come together, to come form a treatment plan for them to do what? Do well. So if one of them is not doing their work well, you see changes in the client's behavior. So for example, if the client is doing what you are expected for him to do, and the family and the counselor or the health professional didn't do their part, that means there's going to be a problem. The same way for like the others, if the family doesn't do their responsibilities, it also affects the clients.
But in your case, do you see the family supporting you? Because it's a triangle thing you have drawn.
Yes.
Do you see most families supporting you in your therapy?
So I would say it depends on the individual. Some families do support, some families too don't support. There are problems, we normally face problems when it comes to financially, like they need money to do something, we don't get them. Sometimes we even need them, we have like a family meeting that we need to discuss issues. And the family will tell you, maybe I've traveled, I've gone for a funeral and all this kind of stuff. But some families too, genuinely, they give all their support. Because one thing about mental health, if you have a family who is very supportive, it helps the individual too.
So these families who will normally give excuses, is it that they do not understand what is at stake? They do not know how important they are? Or what do you think, apart from the financial aspect?
So I think what you said, it's one of the major concerns. Because if we all get to understand about mental health, we realize that the family also is a supporting system for us, for the person or the individual to do well. So if we don't get the family's backing, that means the clients, one way or the other, is not going to do it. It's not going to do well. Yeah.
Well, Mami Esther, what are some common misconceptions people have about mental health illness? Mental health illness, what are the misconceptions?
Some of the misconceptions people have about mental health illness, they believe it's a spiritual disease. So instead of seeking for professional treatment, they'll be going to pastors and other places for help. The other part too is that they see mental health as something that you shouldn't even get close. Shouldn't even get close to the person.
I mean, if somebody has one, nobody should get close to the person.
Yes.
Because they think it can...
He can maybe contact that kind of disease.
Okay.
Like let's say someone has an epileptic fit. You get close to the person and everybody around you will be like, don't get close because you are going to contact that kind of disease.
Is that the case?
That is not the case.
Thank you.
You are not going to contact, it's not
transferable.
That they can transfer it to like chicken pox. So these are some of the misconceptions about mental health. And we also have it that it will never go. To never go. I think we have a proverb in Tree. So that says, "Bodam near a corner cracker crowd be around here." So this whole proverb is disturbing us. It's giving us a myth like when someone is mentally sick, the person will never heal, which is a very serious problem.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mentioning it.
Yeah.
Because you take care of a client, the person is doing well. The person gets to the house. There is a family meeting. Everybody is saying the same thing. Immediately the person talks, everybody will give that side eye. Then the person starts feeling some way. So those misconceptions that we have about mental health patients, I beg we should stop. We should really stop. It's not cool. It's not cool. Because if someone is doing well and you give that kind of behavior, they get home and it's like the whole room, they've gone to select a different room for the person. That should be closer to the gate. They've changed your room. So this whole kind of misconceptions that we have is not good. Mental health is a disease.
Just like any other disease.
Just like any other disease.
Like malaria.
Like, let's say, if someone is having hypertension, we treat them well. If someone is having diabetes, we treat them well. The brain is also a part of the body. And a major part of the body. As my brother said, without your mental health, there is nothing you can do. So the brain also gets tired and gets into certain things. We should all embrace it.
Okay.
It is not a spiritual attack. We do recover. And it's not transferable. It's not like chicken pox. So these are some of the basic misconceptions we have about mental health.
Do you want to add some misconceptions?
I think other people also think successful people don't get mental.
Hey, illness. I see.
Yeah, because we realize that we see people who have mental illness as they didn't do well, they are poor and all those kind of stuff. But it doesn't mean mental health has no, how do I put it? Let me see, it doesn't have any category of people. Mental health can affect anybody. When you're a child, youth, an adult, old age. Because we even have mental illness from like, how do you call it? We have children who have mental illness and everything. So anyone can what? Have mental illness. Because someone can have depression. And depression is one of the common things sometimes we have, but we don't seek help. So I think one of the misconceptions is that they think it's for the lower class and the middle class people, which is not so. And as my sister said, it's curable. Yes, it's manageable.
So you
can do something about it.
Depression is one of the mental health illnesses.
Yeah.
and what other ones again, so that we know that there are different types. You know, when you talk about mental health, people are quick to say, for lack of better word, I don't know what to say, I don't want to say an M word. And so it becomes difficult to discern. So tell us more, let's understand what comes into the mental health issue.
We have schizophrenia.
What is that?
It's also a form of mental illness, very genetic. And with the schizophrenia, let me put it so that everybody can see. The ones that we see on the streets with plenty things around them.
Oh, okay.
It's a form of schizophrenia.
Okay.
We call them the hebephrenics.
Okay.
That's one part of mental illness. We have depression, as he said. We have anxiety disorders. We have body dysmorphic disorders. We have it's a whole lot of disorders when it comes to mental health. We have the eating disorders. They are all part of
eating disorders.
Mental health. Yes. We have bulimia. Those people, they eat bullying. A lot.
Oh, okay.
They eat a lot.
Eating, okay.
They eat and they go and vomit.
They go and vomit?
Yeah.
They will decide to eat, then go and vomit?
Yeah. We have bulimia.
Okay.
And we have the anorexia nervosa. So sometimes you see the person is very slim. Very slim. So mental health is a whole broad, let's say, issue that we shouldn't even close it up. A whole lot of people, when we start saying it, everybody will find one or two things that is affecting him or her. Because you have people who even come to the hospital and tell you, I can't feel my stomach. I feel my stomach is not there. They keep going from hospital to hospital. Those people are there. You have people standing by the roadside. This time around, we have modified it. You see them like a statue. We have mental illness with people who have that statue. We call them the catatonic schizophrenias. They are there. These are all forms of what? Mental illness. We have the obsessive compulsive disorders. These ones, we see it a lot in our homes. Those who are excessively neat. When they put this water here, and you even touch it and come back, they will know
you have touched it.
You have touched it. And sometimes it goes overboard that you will need to be sent to the hospital. So one way or the other, we all have a specific thing that is linked to mental health, mental illness. But since we are able to cope with it and live in the community, we all feel it's okay. We all feel it's okay.
Well, let's talk about the issue of stigma. What is it about the mental health, and how does it affect the individual seeking help?
So I think stigma has become like a broad thing, not only in mental health. It's not only in mental health that we face stigma. They have other people who face all kind of stigma. But because we are talking about mental health, the stigma is something that it makes people feel they are not worth, or it makes them their confidence is very low because of how we treat them in the society, to the point that even we professionals also face some kind of stigma.
How do you professionals face stigma?
So let me say, for instance, I tell my friends that, oh, I'm a mental health nurse. It's like, so they'll share. I don't want to mention the word. So sometimes you, the mental health professionals, will have to deal with some form of stigma.
Okay. And how do you manage that?
So for me, I think it's a profession I've chosen, and I'm here to help people recover from mental illness. So when you tell me I'm taking care of people who have mental illness, I see it as at least I'm helping people recover from their illnesses. So it doesn't really affect me about that.
Okay.
But there are other people, yes, because they go through a lot. So some of them, to the point that some of them, even because of their mental illness, they are not able to get employment. Deep down, there's something called interpersonal stigma they feel. because they feel people are saying so much about them and it's affected them. They see themselves that, okay, then I can't do anything in this world. They end up committing suicide.
That is bad.
Yes.
So this is what society is pushing these people into in the name of stigma. That is bad. You want to add something else?
Oh, concerning the stigma, it's like maybe something happened and the person became aggressive in the area. The person wasn't even in the right state of mind. Maybe the person was tied, brought to the hospital. Now the person is doing well. Brought back to the community. Then you start. Is it this guy that they tied? Please, nobody should go closer to the person. In the house where the person stays, I had one client that the landlord had returned all the money, even the one that he has stayed in the house, they have returned it.
Hey.
That when he recovers, they shouldn't bring him back to the house. Because that is stigma. That is pure stigma. And sometimes stigma from the family. And we can't impose all this. We can't blame the family that much because someone gets aggressive, pulls a knife on the family, and now they are also traumatized. So when they are traumatized, in one way or the other, they don't want to give stigma, but they are also afraid. They don't know when the person is going to turn back and attack them. So these are all forms of stigma that is attached to the disease because of its nature. Because when you get aggressive and they tie you, everybody coming close to you will be afraid. I think I have one client who into addiction. He did like, after getting psychiatric treatment for like 3 months, did a rehab for a year, now in a halfway home. So all getting to 2 years, this client is into treatment just because the family is not willing to take the client back home.
Oh.
Because of stigma.
But the person is okay now.
The person is okay now. But they feel whatever happened
Will be repeated.
will be repeated. Secondly, the family wants to protect their image so that someone doesn't say they have a form of mental illness in the family. So these are a lot of things. I think some years back, when you even want to discharge a client who have stayed very long in the hospital, you call the family and the family says, I don't know them.
Oh.
They have their numbers, we call them, they will tell you, I don't know them. Until maybe you say they are dead, come for the body. Then they will come.
My goodness.
For the body, for the funeral.
My goodness.
And we can't be biased here because the family also goes through a lot.
That brings my other question. So for families or for patients who have stayed long, going through therapies, one forms of therapies or the other, when you want to take them back home, are you able to do some sort of counseling for the families to understand what they should expect, what they should do, how they should welcome this person so that the person will be comfortable and the family too will be comfortable? Because I guess if we do not do this, it will be difficult for them also to come in. What is your take on this?
As Joshua was saying, we do family therapies for them.
Okay.
Any client that comes, before even the client leaves, at least you see the family.
Okay.
But sometimes the family goes through a form of trauma.
All right.
That they feel they don't need the person back.
After all the counseling.
After all the counseling, trauma, they are okay, but they will tell you, Madam, you don't know what we have been through. Someone emphatically told me he was going to leave the son at the border, at the Togo border, so that she will pretend that, oh, I'm coming. Then she will run away and leave the son there, so that the son will not find its way back home. Because they are protecting their image and they are not seeing it as a disease or any illness that the person needs support. They are seeing it as a stain on their image. Because my family member has a family disease, and in this part of our world, if you are going to get married, they are going to ask if you have any form of mental illness in your family, whereby we all, one way or the other, experience one or two mental challenges that we cope with.
So to you, that thing should not be talked about?
It should be talked about. It should be open. But treatment is available.
So we should see it as a disease?
We should see it as a disease.
That is curable.
Very good. And give the person the opportunity to seek treatment.
Okay.
So that the other party maybe feels, oh, I'm okay to live with such condition. This is what it's about, the condition. At least when it comes to sickle cell, we have all agreed. They say you are SS, then go in for AS. So we also feel, give us that same opportunity so that we know, oh, I have maybe a bipolar. These are my triggers. So one or two things, maybe avoid A, B, C, and you'll be fine. If that person is able to get that family support, people who are going to help the person and encourage the person take the medication with love and all the support, they do well. We have clients who have support and they are doing well.
My lovely viewer, we all need support. And as my guest said, we all may have one or two health conditions in our homes. And it doesn't mean they are not curable, they are. So please, I'm inviting you to send your contributions to 0559-680066 as we take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hello guys, I welcome you all to Gospel 101 TV show. My name is Selassie Evelyn, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this uplifting journey into the heart of gospel music and inspiration. What you made ye sui, yet de ekuku dam. Get ready for a television show that will challenge, uplift, and remind you of the incredible power of God. The show will say, yet the life-changing stories.
We are not going to marry when we go to heaven. It is very true. But if we are not careful, our body is heaven.
Good music videos. So tell a friend to tell another friend, say, Gospel 101 Jumedieno has come. It is not just a show, it is going to be an experience.
Gospel 101, showing this and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Hope TV.
Real Talk is back. After a brief break, we are thrilled to let you know that we are back stronger, bolder, and even more active than ever.
When he makes you feel that what you are doing is senseless, who are you? Sit down. When we are talking, you don't talk. When he began to control you with the power that I am the man of the house. So when I tell you to shush, you need to shush. Don't go there, you don't go there.
We've truly missed you, and we are excited to reconnect and dive into the conversations that matter most. Each week, we take on issues, challenges, and experiences you share with us. Real Talk, a space where real stories meet real solutions.
Hello, you are welcome, and we are discussing mental health, your well-being on Love at Home. We are grateful that you waited on us, and we've talked a lot about what it means to have your mental well-being. We are continuing with our discussion. Let me come to you, Joshua. What are some of the strategies, or what are some of the ways that we can prevent some of these mental health or issues you're talking about?
So I'll say, when you find out that certain things are not going well in your life, you need to seek help. So you can talk to someone you trust so much and verbalize, open up, talk about whatever you feel. for the person to understand. That person might help you, that maybe the person knows a counselor, or let me see, the hospital, so the person can direct you to do it, to go to the hospital. Aside that, we should also take care of ourselves physically, because even though we are talking about mental health, physically, need to drink a lot of water, eat.
That's the self-care is what you're talking about.
Because those things will help with your mental health. Also, when you are stressed, you should make sure you take a break. Find time to do what? Have some nature walk, I get to meditate, and all those kind of stuff. So there are a lot of things that we can do to do it, to cope with what our mental issues. Yeah.
Okay, now help us. What are some of the things we can do to cope, or the strategies that will help us?
As continue from where he ended, he said we should eat a well-balanced diet. We should take a walk in nature. If we say take a walk in nature, you can take a walk in your area. At least when you move from the house and you are walking, it's a form of therapy. When you can listen to music. And as you were saying, self-care. What do you love to do as a person? What have you decided to do for yourself? As you said, what do you do for yourself? Are you going to work all the 365 days and nothing for yourself? You will need to take a break as time goes on. Even if you don't go anywhere, go to church. At least engage in a church program. I used to tell people, especially the elderly people, they will say, go for vacation. They will say they can't go for vacation. At least when there is a funeral in your hometown, go and sleep. At least you've changed your sleeping area, which sometimes gives you a sound mind. At least if you have worked in Accra for a long time, you realize when you are traveling and you get to Nsawam, you have that different mindset. Your mind is relaxed. You know at least you are not waking up the next morning to rush back into the traffic. All these things help your self-care. Now we are using the word self-love. If you love yourself, you won't hurt yourself. So if you love yourself, you get that break. One thing I also want to emphasize on is, let's say, your higher power. Your higher power. We have something we call mental health and spirituality, which works hand in hand. There should be a higher power. As we are Adventists, we say there should be a God in your life. A God that is higher than you, that understands you, that loves you, that at any point in time, if you can't get any trusted person to talk to, you can go on your knees and talk to God. Because maybe a time will come you would want to talk to me. I'll also be depressed. But when you kneel down, God is ever ready to listen to you. And prayer works. It works like magic. No matter the state in which you are, if you're able to kneel down and you don't even get the words out, there is that sober feeling that you are going to get. That is going to help you in your mental state. So we should be able to get connection with God. That's why the Bible will say, pray without ceasing. So you'll be connecting with God. And when you connect with God, it gives you that peace. We say the peace that surpasses all understanding. So in all your distress, in all your challenges, God is going to give you peace, which in turn help you in your mental state to relax. So it works. So apart from the physical one, we need to attack the spiritual one for you to be whole.
That is holistic.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's look at resources and treatment. What are the resources available that people may be struggling with in their mental health? Okay, what resources are available for us?
For us, okay, we have the mental health hospitals there. At least we have Accra Psychiatric Hospital, Pantan, we have Ankafo. But for now, every district hospital is having a psychiatric unit.
Oh, that's great.
Across the country, we have community psychiatric nurses who are ever willing to see you. If it is above them, they will refer you. When you go to Kumasi, Komfanoche is there. They have a lot of psychiatrists there to see you. And for the community psychiatric nurses, you have them all over who are ready to see you. When you get into some of our government facilities, we have the psychologist there who is ever ready to listen to you and give you the necessary attention. So if you can't talk to anybody in the house, if you feel like when you come to the psychiatric hospital, there is that stigma that you are entering asylum or you are entering Pantai. I don't know which one is heavier. When you say the Pantai is heavier, okay. Okay, asylum there is a bit nice, but the Pantai, you can't come because you are afraid of us with the name. You go to any government hospital, there is a psychiatric unit there. There are psychologists available that you can go talk to them and they will listen to you and they are going to give you the necessary help. I think we are doing Purple Month. We are saying, let your voice be heard.
All right.
Everybody matters.
Okay.
You are important. You are loved. You are worthy of everything. You deserve everything that is good on earth. So every voice what matters. So let your voice be heard. Don't call in. Just bring everything out and you'll be fine.
What about the, yes?
I also wanted to add up, aside the hospitals we are talking about, I think there are other people who are doing well. They are using their social media handles, like they are professionals who are using their social media handles or the internet to do a good work. So if the person is licensed, the person is a professional, you can contact the person through, because now everything is like TikTok, Facebook, and all this kind of stuff. Because some people feel when they walk to the hospital, they will be what? Stigmatized. So there are even organizations like NGOs who supporting this kind of mental health problems you are having. Some, they also have, how do you call it? Telemedicine. That is where people seek, how do you call it? Mental health consultation, treatments online. I think at some points now, we are in Ghana, we are doing well. Yes.
We are getting there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's look at the trends. What trends are you seeing currently in our mental health awareness treatment today in the younger generation?
So if you talk about trends, are we talking about the mental illness, or we are talking about improvement, or
the conditions that we see?
Okay.
Okay, the mental health and the illness.
Maybe I'll combine both of them. So now in the Gen Z era, I have to say, because maybe I'm also a Gen Z.
Yes, tell us.
In the Gen Z era, a lot of people, because we have low education on mental health and mental illness, most of them are into drugs. So they are not able to control themselves because of what they hear. They think the drugs can help them in whatever they are feeling. So some of them, they will tell you when you take the drugs, it will help you learn, or it will help you perform more. But that is not the intended use of the drugs. And people are listening to all those kind of things, and they are what? They are following the crowd, which is not something that is good. Recently, we had an issue in the whole country about red issue. And I think as time goes on, we should try as much as possible to sound, the education should be very effective. Because I'm happy we are doing this. From time to time, I know there will be avenues for us to speak. Because one of my challenges, I've never seen a mental health program like on the television. They are talking about mental health, like solely mental health. I'm very sad when I see that. You go to other, they talk about the hypertension, the malaria, the diabetes. But the issue of mental health is very serious, and no one is talking about it. So I know that from time to time we are getting there. So I think as time goes on, we will be able to do what educate people more on what mental illness.
Auntie Esther, I am still worried about our generation. Today on the streets of major cities, you see children. It's not those days you would see only boys. Now small girls, 13, 14, 15, 16, you see them doing that. What is the cause? What are they really looking for? And what are they getting in that thing they are taking? What is the consequence? And what should parents do? I'm asking you so many things because I am really worried.
At 13, 12, we'll give all the blame to the parents. Because if you have your daughter, 12 years, outside, late, is the parenting. Of late, the parents, they are relaxed. We are all looking for money. We've left the kids to do what they are doing. With the smoking, at least someone will see and the person will be feeling shy. But now, they are not even smoking. Oh. They are putting it in toffees, in the sobolo. You see them taking popcorn and other things. But
popcorn too?
Yeah.
Oh.
And now they are drinking it as tea. So if they introduce it to them and they get the high, one problem is that, you know, before you grow, you don't have all your parts of the brain developing. We have the forebrain, which is the executive brain, which develops from the adolescent through to 20 years, then by 25, it's done. That's what you use for proper thinking, self-control, decision-making, proper decision-making and other things, because it's an executive brain. At that time, you don't even get the child, that part of the brain hasn't even developed. So it's a whole challenge. So it doesn't even start to develop in the first place. That's how come you have an adolescent, you see the body is grown, but you can't make proper decisions because that part of the brain is not well developed.
Okay.
So that person can't think like you. We have other people who have early development that you get that time, develop, or the family values they have has developed them. Those group are there. So with this challenge, you are going to give it to the parents. And when you go deep down, the parents are also addicts. So they're giving birth to them and they are in the ghettos. When you get to the schools and you are advocating for them, someone will tell you, I think I went with my team to a school. We said, okay, let's start from class 4. One of my colleagues said, no, let's leave the 1, 2, 3, class 1, 2, 3, so that at least they listen. It was class 1 to 3. They gave us all the information.
Class 1 to 3?
Yeah.
In Ghana here?
Yes, in Ghana here. One child told us the father manufactures the wheat toffee. So from class 3, she knows how to manufacture wheat toffee. So we, some of the parents, we are being careless. We are not nurturing the kids. We are leaving them for society to do it. Secondly, you were talking about trends. We want the social media bullying. People write anything they want. They don't know what the person is going through. We just write words. But words are very heavy on people. It gets a toll on them. So at least I would say we should be a bit friendly with our words. If you can't say something nice to people, don't say it. If you think you can't say anything, then just give a smile and move on. Then the third one is the mobile phone. We cannot have a family in the house. Mother is on phone, father is on phone, kids are on their tablets. Nobody is communicating with anybody. So we are losing that sense of connection. We are connecting with people who are far.
Outside.
And we are losing the bond here. And it's affecting all of us. So I don't have any empathy for my brother because there is no connection. Because when we sit in the house, everybody is on phone, everybody is on TikTok, and we are losing our basic fundamental things
as family,
as a family, and as a whole. And if you want to go to the workplace and you're not doing anything, everybody will be holding the phone. When we go for weddings and programs, everybody is on phone. When someone is dying and need help, we'll be taking pictures. So it's high time we all come back and reconnect ourselves to each other. We all need each other. We are social beings. So that at least we'll put the phone down, connect physically. Because right now, it will get to a time when you are sick. Your daughter will not come. Your son will not come. They will just pick phone and call you. Maybe you might not need the phone. You might need a physical person there. But we have not trained them to be physically there for us. So we are all one way or the other sitting on what? A time bomb. When we are saying, oh, they are the Gen Zs, they are the Gen S, they are the Gen what? But we are failing as a generation to impact knowledge and what we were taught to the other people. Because we have our parents who didn't know anything. They didn't go to school. They trained us, thinking we were coming to train another generation. But unfortunately, we are rather failing, giving them everything they want. That's what we call what? We have a word for it.
Whatever they ask, they get.
Whatever they ask, they get.
Yeah, that's a word for
instant gratification.
Yes, instant gratification.
So if you are doing that, so we have a whole lot of trends that we will need to stop, especially with the phone. Oh. And if you have a kid, at least control. They have apps that control so that the kid will not move from where there should be age barriers in what they view. Because we are now having behavioral addiction.
Yes.
Drug addiction is a whole problem on its own. Now the behavioral addiction has set in, gambling has set in, fueling drug addiction. We have masturbation and pornography. They are also coming up and they are starting at an early stage. You ask the person, at what age did you view this? They are going to tell you 8, 9. How did you get it? My school has an internet. So when we go and they open the internet for us, when we close and mommy is not coming, we are watching. And anything that comes, they press and they are watching and they get hooked to it. So one way or the other, we are all sitting on a time bomb. So we should all get up and do our work. If something is going wrong in your community, please speak up. Help another parent to tell the child, boy, what you are doing is not good. Let's shape it. Because you are also not doing that one too. Nobody is straightening anybody's child. If a child is going somewhere in the shop, hey, I won't say it so that the mother will get angry. We beg you people, everybody, let's all get on board.
Let's all get on board. We need to talk. We need to voice out. What is so important in our discussion today? That we all have one form of challenge that we are going through. But the most important thing is to seek help. If you seek help on time, you are able to get resolved or get better. But if you keep it to yourself, nobody will be there to help you. And you also have practitioners and professionals all over the country whom you can walk to and talk to. Some they will just give you a talk therapy and you'll be fine. Some they will take you through some therapies and you'll be fine. So don't sit at home. The most important thing is that your creator, the supremacy, our savior, God, is always available to you. Go down on your knees and talk to him, and he's ever ready to take you through the problem. Until same time when they come to your homes again with another interesting topic on Love at Home, we say thank you so much for joining us. But this topic is worth continuing the discussion at home. Please do. We'll meet again. Good night. Bye-bye.